The Senzo Meyiwa murder trial is set to resume this morning after an eventful few days where accused number 2, Bongani Ntanzi, was denied bail. Now, there are concerns as well as regarding presiding judge in this matter who faces suspension because of delayed judgments from his other cases. 5 men are in the dock for the 2014 murder of the Bafana former captain, Senzo Meyiwa, who was shot and killed at the home of his girlfriend, Khumalo. But our reporter, eNCA's Manqoba Mchunu, is tracking the story for us and joins us now to bring us the very latest. Manqoba, good morning to you, colleague. I mean, it's been 6 months since evidence was heard last with regards to this trial. A lot has happened. Perhaps let's put everything into perspective for our viewer once again in terms of all the events that have occurred leading up to today.
Well, certainly, Dumelo, and in fact, we are expecting that trial to resume today. Of course, you recall, Dumelo, that it was postponed in November when accused number 1 and 2 had indicated to the court that they had appointed a new legal representative in this matter. So there was time that was given to the new lawyers to actually familiarize themselves with the case and also to read the transcripts of the case so that they can continue representing those 2 accused. But we also understand that since then, accused 3 and 4 have also appointed new legal representatives in this case. We understand that those new lawyers, though, have indicated that they would not need time to go over this particular case. They are well informed about what is happening in the case, and therefore they are expected to continue when this case resumes. It's not clear at this point whether this matter will resume today, but what we are hearing is that there's a possibility of a new witness that is going to take the stand. You recall that the last time this case sat in November, we had actually heard from 3 of the witnesses that had taken the stand on behalf of the state, and one of those being a close friend of Senzo Meyiwa, Tumelo Madlala, who was also in the house, who testified about what had happened on the 26th of October in 2014 when that alleged robbing incident had occurred at Khumalo's house, saying that they'd been watching soccer at the time when the 5 men had then walked into the house and pointed them with the firearm. He also told the court of how he had identified one of those suspects, and that being suspect number 2, or accused number 2 in this matter, Bongani Ntanzi, who we know, of course, was also in court on Friday as far as his bail application is concerned. But Tumelo Madlala pointing him out of that scene, saying that he managed to take a good look at him and he was certain that this was one of the accused. He was in the house at the time when that crime had occurred. But also speaking just about one of the accused who was wielding a gun at the time, that being accused number 1, according to what the state is saying that what he had seen from that accused was that this was a man who had dreadlocks, somebody was wearing a hat, and also somebody who was wearing a caramel jacket on top. He could not make his facial features well because he says he did not take a look at him due to the fact that he had been wielding a gun at that particular point. But we know that there have been also other developments that have taken place in this case, and one of those developments is the bail application by Bongani Ntanzi, who's accused number 2 in this matter. That was heard in court on Friday, and of course you recall that it was denied by the deputy president of this court, Justice Lidwaba, on the basis that they say Bongani Ntanzi had failed to show exceptional circumstances as to why he should be released on bail. This is a bail application that he had made last year, and of course it was also one of the points of contention as to why he had made this particular bail application at such a late stage. It was denied, but also we understand that there's been other developments as far as the judge, the presiding officer in this matter is concerned. On Friday we heard that the Judicial Services Commission had actually recommended or advised President Cyril Ramaphosa to suspend Judge Chifiwa Maumela on the basis that he had failed to deliver judgments on time, and this is related to other matters that Judge Chifiwa Maumela has been presiding over. And so there's a cloud that still hangs over the presiding officer in this particular matter, but we understand that this will not have any bearing on the hearing or the trial trial that is supposed to take place here, given that he will still preside over this particular matter. But also another interesting, development that comes from those that are representing the family. AfriForum, which is on a watching brief for the Meyiwa family, is allegations of an attempted bribe that we understand was made by the former advocate in this particular matter, who represented the four accused 1 to 4, that being Advocate Defo, rather. We understand that he had approached the Senzo Meyiwa family early in April and had wanted to meet with the family. And what we understand is that he had then, made, representations to the fact that there was going to be a payment of about 50,000 rand that was going to be given to the family. We understand that this was on behalf of one of the accused in this particular matter. We understand that AfriForum had written a letter to Advocate Defo, informing him that the family is not going to meet with him and that they were not going to accept any money from him. But we understand that from AfriForum, he had then proceeded with the payment of 40,000 rand, which we understand was made to one of the Meyiwa family members. And of course, AfriForum has indicated that this is something that they're going to take up with Advocate Defo, but we're not sure if there are going to be any charges that are going to be opened as far as that is concerned. But certainly we are told that a new witness is likely to take the stand today, and we understand that this could well be somebody that was also inside the house at the time when this incident had occurred. You remember that there were 6 people in the house, that being Kelly Kumalo, her sister Zandi Kumalo, as well as her mother Gladness Kumalo. There was also Zandi's boyfriend Longe Twala, as well as 2 of Senzo Meyiwa's friend Tumelo Madlala and Mthokozisi Twala. Well, we're expecting that any of them could take the stand here today, but there is a group of protesters that are here outside court, of course, raising issues as far as some of the hiccups and delays that have been taking place in this case. But I want to get one of them just to speak to us. Baba, if you can just tell me, first of all, introduce yourself and tell me why you are here in court today.
Mzuvele from South African Mass Movement. We are here actually to raise our frustration in connection with the Senzo Meyiwa case. This is really a big disappointment to the justice system of South Africa. When our rights are violated, we look to the law, and the law must give us justice. We see here a case whereby there are a lot of things that are happening that got nothing to do with the case. Here we're not just talking about anyone. We are talking about a former captain of Bafana, the #1 sport in South Africa. This case was supposed to be a good example of how the justice system works. But this has been an embarrassment to a justice system, because if this can happen to captain of Bafana, how much more to an ordinary citizen who's still now looking for justice? Their matter never got to court. So we are here to say we give support to our former Bafana captain, but at the same time we are raising a serious concern, the failures of our justice system, because this must also link with other cases that happen to ordinary people that we know nothing about. So we are here to raise that awareness, to say it can't continue like this.
Of course, it has been quite a number of years, I think 8 years in counting, just this matter being in court. And, there have been delays. There's a likelihood that, there might be more delays in this case. What do you make of that? Do you think that this is justice denied for the family?
It is not only for the family, but it's also a justice denied for us, because Senzo Meyiwa was not just any ordinary citizen, but was representing Bafana. So it should tell us, like, it really scares us as ordinary citizens to say, if this can happen to Bafana, how much more to us? So, and you see that this case is not like it gives you hope that it's gonna finish now. It just leaves you with despair to say you don't really have a confidence whether the justice will be achieved in this case. So we are really, really frustrated. We are here to show our frustration, to say this was a golden opportunity for our justice system to show that if the perpetrators break the law, they will be punished. And then now we see the perpetrators, you might find that they are somewhere or they are here, but they are prioritized. And then the victims continue to live in despair. So we're really frustrated.
Okay. Thank you very much, Butom, for speaking to us. There was a member of the South African Mass Movement just speaking to us. Of course, they are holding a demonstration here outside of court, echoing the frustrations of many South Africans about the delays in this particular matter. It has been quite a number of years, and up until now, we're no closer to reaching finality on this matter. Well, it stands to be seen whether the case will continue today, but the National Prosecuting Authority quite upbeat that the case will continue and that a new witness that was meant to have appeared the last time this case sat in October is going to take the stand early this morning.
Yeah, of course, just hearing those concerns being lamented by one of the fans there of the late Senzo Meyiwa. I mean, I can only imagine, Manqoba, what the family is also going through, seeking justice, seeking closure, but this case obviously is still ongoing 8 years later. We'll be sure to catch up with your colleague as soon as there are other news and developments around the story. That's our reporter, eNCA's Manqoba Mchunu.